Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're ready to win a fantasy championship. We are almost there, right? We got the semifinals this week, finals next week. And if you're playing into week 18, we've got content for you that week as well. What's going on? Adam Azer, Chris Towers, and Tara Roberts. Whew. Well, bundle up, everybody. It's going to be cold everywhere, rainy up where Chris and I are. Chris, I know you contributed to a very informative, very helpful piece on CBSSports.com yesterday about weather and how it affects football. Why don't you sum it up for us? What do people need to know right now?
The weather's going to be bad pretty much everywhere. Tonight's weather's going to be bad for that Jets game. Look, the thing is, there's a lot of talk about the weather and this, winter storm and bomb cyclone and all these words. And the thing you have to keep in mind when we're talking about all this stuff is cold doesn't really matter all that much. Freezing temperatures have a small impact on scoring. Since 2000, league-wide scoring in all games is 44.2 points per game. In games played in freezing temperatures, it's 42.4. However, a lot of that comes with freezing temperature and wind and rain. When you've got just freezing temperature, it's 42.4 points per game. Freezing temperature plus 15 plus mile per hour winds, average score in games drops to 37.9. So that's why you've got a ton of kind of outlier over-unders for this week. I think Cleveland, New Orleans is down to 32. Houston, Tennessee, 35.5. Atlanta, Baltimore, 35.5. So we've got this perfect combination in a lot of games of bad weather and, frankly, bad quarterbacks in a bunch of those games as well. So it's don't worry so much about the cold weather. Rain, not as much. Snow, not as much. It's the wind. The games where there's really going to be an impact, it's going to be the Cleveland New Orleans game where wind is projected to be 25 plus miles per hour with gusts up to 50. That's what you need to be worried about.
But what, freezing temperature from school is just 32 degrees, right?
32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Yes.
All right. So we're talking about games that are well below that, in some cases. So I'm not thinking that scoring is going to just basically be unaffected by some of this cold weather, because it's going to be really cold. But also not just rain tonight, but a lot of rain.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
It's bad, and some wind tonight too. And that total, you didn't mention that one, but that one's 36.5.
Yeah, 36.5. That dropped 5 points over the course of the week too. Washington, San Francisco is 37.5. That's actually in San Francisco. So that one's not weather related. That's just, San Francisco's got a good defense. So we've got half the games, it looks like, are in the 40 range and over under. So it's a very, very low scoring projected week right now.
All right. So Tara, what does it mean for tonight and Trevor Lawrence in particular?
Yeah, I wouldn't be super concerned about the cold, but the rain does have me a little bit worried for him. And I guess it depends on, I guess we have to follow it all the way up because it depends on how aggressive it is. If it's going to impact visibility, then we have to get a little bit concerned. If not, then we can maybe say that, they'll be okay. They can play through the rain. It won't absolutely destroy them. So I'm not doing a hard pivot away from Trevor, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones and crew, Evan Ingram, but we do have to be kind of, cognizant of staying in touch right up and before kickoff, because if it's really, really coming down there, we might need to be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. I mean, the Jets have been a pretty good defense all year. Obviously, Sauce Gardner's been one of the best corners in the NFL. I'm worried about Zay Jones in particular with that matchup, just because Christian Kirk plays almost 75% of his snaps in the slot. Most games, Zay Jones plays around 25% of his snaps in the slot over the last, I think, 5 games is what I looked up. So Zay Jones much more likely to see Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, or DJ Reed on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So they've got it is a and they have no left tackle. They will have a left tackle tonight, but it won't be Cam.
That would be bad if they weren't allowed to play with a left tackle.
Definitely sit over there. I'm leaning toward I've got Minshew and Brady as other options, and I'm leaning away from Trevor Lawrence as of right now. But that is truly for me going to be a game time decision.
That's 10, 11, 12 in my rankings.
Oh,
Lawrence, Brady, and Minshew. So
that doesn't help me at all, man.
Well, I've got Lawrence ranked the highest of them, but
me.
I will say I have him projected the lowest of the 3. So that is me giving him more credit than the projected score would.
Yeah, it's gonna torment me for the rest of the day. All right, let's see what's on your mind, people. Bench one of these guys: Lamb, Higgins, Kirk, or Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson's the lowest ranked of that
Mm.
group. Where do I have Garrett Wilson? 26. So he's the lowest ranked of that group.
All right.
I could probably go lower, frankly.
Should I be playing Evan Ingram or Darren Waller in half PPR?
So I don't mind Ingram so much because he plays the middle of the field. But I do have Darren Waller one spot ahead of him.
I'm still sticking with Ingram. Tight end is one of those positions that don't spook me the most when it comes to bad weather. So I still prefer Ingram to Waller.
And that's the Jets. If they have a weakness on defense, might be covering the tight ends. They're much better against wide receivers. Would you start Connor and Aaron Jones over Tyler Huntley at Superflex?
This is always tough.
Jones to me is easy. I am certainly concerned about Connor, but I think I would start him over Huntley. I think I'm ready to do that.
I do have Jones ranked higher, assuming that his knee injury that he was on the injury report for yesterday is no big deal. I think he was limited, so I'm assuming it's not a big deal, but that's the only thing.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no Lamar Jackson this week. So, guys, Tara, where do you have Mark Andrews now that Lamar Jackson's been ruled out?
Oh my gosh, that one is a little bit painful for me. He's still a top 10 for me. I mean, it's such a bad, it's so bad positionally at tight end that you can't really afford to sit him because who else are you really considering over him? So I'm still in on him as a top 10, but it's rough.
All right. If Cortland Sutton plays, do I go with Jerry Jeudy or Marquise Goodwin? And then you got those other options there in PPR: Hollywood Brown, Cam Akers, Zach Moss.
I would still go with Jeudy over Goodwin. And I would go with him over the rest of those guys as well. Jeudy, I'm lowering him with Deontay or Cortland Sutton looking like he's going to play, but he's still 24 at wide receiver for me.
Jeudy for me, but I would play Goodwin over all of the rest of them, really.
Yep.
Okay. Garrett Wilson or Ken Walker at flex? Well, I just don't know if Ken Walker is going to play. I don't think he practiced. I don't think he practiced today, right? I don't think he's going to play.
I haven't seen today, but he hasn't practiced yet this week. So I think you probably go with Garrett Wilson unless, we get a positive report about Walker. But right now, based on what we know, I would have to go with Wilson.
So he hasn't practiced, but it's Pete Carroll. Honestly, I'm okay with waiting it out for Kenneth Walker. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't think he did not practice today, or he was not seen at the open portion of practice. So I don't feel great about him playing, even though he played last week. I don't know. I mean, here's the other question: is how do you guys feel about DJ Dallas, assuming Walker's out? Because I personally don't feel very good about him if Walker's out.
I don't feel great about it, but the nice thing is he does have the passing game role. I would think that would be one place that he could be involved. And we've seen, at least with Kenneth Walker, when he's not running the ball well, they do make a point to get him involved in the passing game. I can't say the same thing would be the case for DJ Dallas, but I think he would probably be in the RB3 discussion. Like if DJ Dallas played, I'd start him over Zonovan Knight, I think, who doesn't seem to have any passing game role whatsoever over the past couple of weeks. So, Dallas versus, I know I'm the outlier on Dobbins. I know we love him. It's a good matchup. The Falcons are actually, in terms of fantasy points allowed to running backs, not as bad as I thought they were. I think they're like 10th. So that would be a really tough one because Dallas catches 4 passes and all of a sudden it gets really tough for Dobbins to beat that unless he finds the end zone at least once.
In a million years, I would never start DJ Dallas over J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I know. We love running backs who don't catch passes and who need to.
We love great running backs. DJ Dallas is far, far, far from that. Plus, what about Travis Homer? I'm not sure that DJ Dallas would have the passing downs role locked up because, for some of that time, Homer's been out. So I think Homer could work in on passing downs. And also there have been a lot of times when Ken Walker just has had no involvement in the passing game.
Right, but that's usually when he's running well.
Yeah.
The games that he's been involved in the passing game have been, the 9 I think he had 9. Was it 9 catches? Am I making that up?
8, maybe something
And
like that.
then
In that
the game
range,
against Tampa, he was very involved in the passing game as well. So
Atlanta's 20th against running backs.
okay, so 12th most points allowed.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's go to next.
Which is when you get into that, once you get into like the double digits and really probably past like 7 or 8 in points allowed, I don't really view it as like a good or bad matchup. It just kind of like I think most matchups are pretty even, and it's like the handful at the top or the bottom that I start to get worried about.
I will say I think that might have been tilted by when AJ Terrell was out and teams started to throw more aggressively on them versus running.
Yeah, that could be. Teams have a running back has had 17 or more carries in 5 straight games against the Falcons, so they are running on them a lot now. Pick 2 of this group. Speaking of Dobbins, Chubb, Christian Watson. It's full PPR. That's tough. Chubb's in my lineup for sure.
Yeah, it's Chubb at the top for sure.
I think I would still go Chubb and Dobbins.
Let me see, because I don't love Watson either.
I go Dobbins, yeah. I go Chubb and Dobbins.
Oh wow, I'm looking at my flex rankings. I have Dobbins 48th overall, Watson 49th. So Dobbins clear favorite.
Wide receiver 2, pick one of these: Lazard, Sutton, Demarcus Robinson, or Drake London.
I would go with
London.
I have Drake London ranked higher than Cortland Sutton, a couple spots. Yeah,
it's London for me.
Oh, all right. Here's a fun one. We start at Superflex: Mills, Foles, Willis, or Montgomery, or Evan Ingram.
If Khalil Herbert was out, I think I'd go with Montgomery, but it looks like he's going to play, so I don't think I would want to go with him.
I'm willing to risk it on Davis Mills.
I'm going to go with
Mills.
Yeah.
Matchup, Tennessee.
Love Davis Mills. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Malik Willis probably has the most upside. Like I could see him ripping off a 40-yard touchdown run and that being enough to make him better, but he also only attempted 26 passes in his first 2 starts combined.
Yeah, for 130 yards.
Yeah, I mean they're all bottom 6 quarterbacks for me. I don't like any of them. I have Foles just ahead of Mills, but it's not with any amount of conviction.
I think Foles is going to be better than Matt Ryan.
I mean, it would hard to not be.
It really would be hard.
It looks like Matt Ryan can't grip the football anymore. like he's fumbling so much on such little content. That's been one of the biggest issues for him. Is he just loses the ball as soon as he gets hit.
From Silly Sings, pick one in half PPR. Oh, we have league 1. Okay.
Pick 3.
Yeah, but there's only one league listed here. But all right, pick 3: Barkley, Kamara, Dobbins, Stevenson, Ken Walker.
That's fun.
Barkley, Dobbins, Stevenson.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I think it's Barkley, Kamara, Stevenson for me, but
again,
acknowledging I'm the low guy on Dobbins.
No, Kamara. I mean, Kamara's in a great spot. Got a ton of work this week.
Hopefully. The fact that they don't throw the ball to him at all, but yeah, he should get 20 carries this week against a really bad run defense.
Right, exactly.
It's just like last week he ran for 91 yards and wasn't good for fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, he scored 12-ish points. Not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
We did that one here. All right. Pick a flex: Zay Jones or Zonovan Knight.
I think
Zay
I have
for me.
Zay Jones, yeah.
All right. Ingram or Pacheco, full PPR.
It would be Pacheco for me.
Yeah, I would go with Pacheco.
Really? I thought you guys were going to say, you sounded like you were both in on Ingram. It's PPR.
I mean, in on Ingram relative to tight ends is very different from in on Ingram relative to players at any other position.
Well, but you don't like Dobbins, so why would you like Pacheco?
It's not a question of like. So, I mean, I've got him projected for 11 points, and I've got Ingram projected for 9.5, which is, it doesn't mean I like Pacheco. He's an RB3.
Let's get 2 of this group. Christian Kirk, Chris Moore, Drake London, Gabe Davis. Should I have read that like Michael Caine? I don't. Or like Yoda.
Oh, okay. Or Michael Caine as Yoda.
Yeah, I would have to sit down and write that out and practice a British accent.
Well, that's, I mean, you know Scott's Michael Caine bit. I'm pretty sure he writes scripts out for that.
I don't care because it's so good.
Scott is an over-preparer. I'm going with Kirk and London here. Chris Moore, Brandon Cooks has practiced in full the past 2 days, so I think we're done with the Chris Moore experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I can lean Gabe Davis. I would go Kirk and Gabe Davis.
So what are you guys doing about Stephon Diggs? And about the Bills-Bears game, basically. Looks like pretty terrible.
Starting Diggs.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Tara, go ahead.
Pretty terrible, but not terrible enough to where I, at this point, now granted, if things adjust a little, at this point, I'm not fading them completely. I'm still rolling with them. I didn't last week. We'll stick it out.
Okay.
I can't bring myself to sit Stephon Diggs in the semifinals. Like if I'm gonna lose because it's rainy and cold and Stephon Diggs doesn't have a good game, I'm fine with that. Like that's the kind of thing where it's just he's too good.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you are facing Stephon Diggs, this might be the week to do it. Oh, last week was also the week to do it. Is there who's the one player that you hope you're not facing? And how is it not Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry's got 890 yards in his last 4 games against the Texans or something incredible like that.
11 touchdowns, I believe.
I mean, I never want to face Austin Eckler, especially against a really, mediocre defense. Justin Jefferson, that guy's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey right now. Yeah, there's a lot of guys I would really rather not have to go up against.
Why don't I have them on any of my teams? That's the sad thing.
I faced the Cousins Jefferson combination last week.
Yeah,
and you did not live to tell about it. I guess
I did.
Oh, you
did.
did?
I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, that's impressive. You never know. It's never over.
Yeah.
How you feeling about Gardner Minshew, Tara?
I have to start Gardner Minshew in one dynasty league. I'm in Minshew mania. Let's go. They're overall. I mean, when you look at the weapons that he has, and then you compare it to other guys in a similar range, yeah, he sneaks in as a low-win QB1 this week. I feel mildly comfortable with it.
All right, I'm doing it right now. I'm going to the league. Subject to change still, but I'm going to put Minshew in for Lawrence right now.
I did a Twitter poll and everyone was overwhelmingly. It was between Minshew, Foles, Dalton, but that one's kind of and I can't remember who the third was, but I mean Minshew won by a landslide.
Oh, Minshew is anytime you put Minshew up in a popular vote, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
People love Gardner Minshew. They should like study him for sports marketing classes because the way he's turned himself into like a folk hero is really, it's a remarkable bit of marketing for a pretty mediocre player, I think.
No kidding. I know. It's unbelievable.
This whole thing with like he slept in a bus, like just rent an apartment. You're a millionaire. You don't have to do this. It's all a ploy.
All right, I'm going to let Twitter. You know what? I'm going to let Twitter decide. I'm going to let Twitter decide. Lawrence, Minshew, Brady. I have been struggling. I can't focus on life. I can't do anything. I can't drive. I can't eat. So I'm just really stressed out about this. All right, I'll let the people decide and blame them if we have a bad performance here. Would you start ETN or Garrett Wilson tonight in full PPR, and Minshew or Aaron Rodgers?
I would go with ETN. And then Minshew easily over Rodgers.
Yeah, Minshew over Rodgers. And then, again, that one's going to, ETN and Garrett Wilson is going to 100% come down to the game time, actual, how hard the rain is. Because if it's not that bad, I'll go with Garrett Wilson. If not, then I'll just push forward with no pass catching Travis Etienne.
That dog's tongue is incredibly bright and pink. It's like really maybe because
It really stands out.
Dog. Yeah, it's just like, whoa. Okay, PPR Higgins or Dobbins, and PPR who am I sitting? Hopkins, Waddle, Higgins.
Higgins over Dobbins for me, and I'm sitting Waddle, but
Oh, come on, say it. Say what you want to say. I can tell you want to sit Hopkins.
Well, actually, Hopkins. I have him ranked a little low. I have one spot lower. Yeah.
How about you, Tara?
It is, it's unfortunately Hopkins, sadly.
I could
Not
see
a lot of upside.
I knew he wanted to sit Hopkins.
Yeah.
I am starting Hopkins.
validated.
Well, let's see. My alternatives would be Gabe Davis or Antonio Gibson. I'm still starting Hopkins there.
All right, Rodgers, Minshew, or Goff. So we know we like Minshew better than Rodgers. What about Goff?
I like him better than Goff too.
Yes.
The weather's going to be pretty crappy in Carolina. That's another one.
What is it going to be? It's just cold, right?
A little windy.
All right. Need 2 in PPR. Dobbins, Kirk, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson. Oh, man.
I like Dobbins, so it's Dobbins for sure for me.
I think I'm going to go with Dobbins and Kirk.
Dobbins and Kirk for me. I have them 46, 48, and then Christian Watson's 49. So a lot of confidence in Dobbins over Watson.
Okay. And then pick 2.5 PPR. Hopkins, Walker, and Godwin.
Oh, Kenneth Walker, presumably?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Hopkins and Walker. Assuming Walker plays. If not, Godwin.
I would start Godwin over Hopkins.
Oh, Godwin. I was thinking of Marquise
Godwin.
Goodwin.
Yeah, Godwin.
Yeah, no, Godwin for sure.
I'm nervous about Walker.
Godwin.
You guys are a lot more confident in Walker than I am. I just don't know how healthy he is. But I guess he's, look, if he plays, he's earned a start.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to for me.
Where do y'all have Pollard, Walker, and Dobbins ranked in PPR? And would you start Dallas Goedert or Mark Andrews? Goddard. Hey.
Yeah, Goddard.
Yeah,
I
Goddard
moved
for
him to number
sure.
3. I have Pollard 9, Walker, assuming he plays, he's 18, and Dobbins is 25 for me. 24, sorry.
Pollard 8, Walker 20, and what was the third one?
Dobbins.
Oh, 21.
Oh, there you go. Blackjack. Let's take a look at our YouTube poll today.
You're for what it's worth, you're lower than Jamie, Heath, and Dave. I think he's top 12 for both Jamie and Dave in PPR, and I think he's 17 for Heath when I was looking earlier.
Yeah.
So
12th, I think 12th, and 17th for the 3 of them. J.K. Dobbins you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? That is the question today.
Unequivocally, yes.
A lot of wrong answers up here. 69% saying yes.
There's no question it's a Christmas movie.
Plenty of questions. It doesn't.
The plot the plot revolves around Christmas.
Not really.
Of course it does.
No.
Of course it does. He's only there because it's Christmas.
It doesn't matter. You could easily.
Yes, it does.
You could easily make it a Memorial Day party.
You could, but they didn't.
That it's Christmas.
You could make it a Memorial Day party. But one, that doesn't exist. And 2, it takes they didn't make it a Memorial Day party.
Okay, but it doesn't make it
you could make Jingle All the Way about a kid's birthday, but they didn't. It's about Christmas.
It doesn't have any of the themes of Christmas. That's
Sure it does.
No, it really doesn't. There's very little family element in it.
The whole thing is about family. He's only there because
terrorists. You're just
the whole thing. He's only there because of family. He's trying to get back with his wife.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But that is so secondary. It's tertiary. It's not even close.
It's the whole motivation. That's the reason he's there.
He is there. The movie is about fighting terrorists. It is not about Christmas.
But he wouldn't be there to fight the terrorists if not for Christmas and family.
Window dressing, man.
It's not. It's plot. It's the whole reason the movie is there. The movie exists. Of course it's a Christmas movie.
It's a ridiculous. I mean, nobody would have their Christmas party on Christmas Eve. First of all, that's so
right. I agree.
Ridiculous.
But they did.
But they It's ridiculous.
You're talking about in some other version of the movie where they changed all the plot details. Sure, it wouldn't be a Christmas movie, but in the movie that they made,
those are not plot details. The entire plot
details.
No, the entire plot is about the terrorists trying to steal the money.
But if it wasn't for Christmas, and if John McClane wasn't trying to get back with his estranged wife, then he wouldn't be at the Christmas party, and he wouldn't be there to take down the terrorists.
Yeah, but that's not part of the plot. That's really,
yes, it is.
I really don't think it is. It's just the details off to the side of the plot.
You're just saying it's not part of the plot.
No, that's what I believe. What is the movie about?
Well, no, I believe that you believe it. I just don't think you have a good argument.
What is the movie about? If I said, what's the movie about? What would you say?
The Spirit of Christmas.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Tara, have you seen Die Hard?
I have. Like one time. I'm not like a die hard. Sorry, I was using this opportunity to plug in my laptop. I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
You're right. You're 100%.
I don't know. When I think Christmas movies, I don't think of Die Hard, but
yeah, no, I agree. Who cares about Die Hard? We're trying to advance to the finals. Start 2 in PPR. Kamara, McKinnon, Pacheco, Rashad White, Latavius Murray, Chuba Hubbard. Probably could have just stopped at the first 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, trying to figure out the Bucs running backs is interesting because you had almost no catches. I think one catch for Rashad White last week.
Yep.
But he played more on third down. I don't know. Felt just a little fluky more than anything that he didn't catch those passes. And they have a terrific matchup. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still going to go with McKinnon over him, but I don't know. I know neither Rashad White or Fournette is a top 20 running back for Dave, Jamie, and Heath. What about for you guys?
Fournette is 22. Rashad White's 28. So, yeah, not for me either.
Not for me. I by far prefer McKinnon.
Would you guys start? Is that supposed to be Greg Joseph maybe over Tyler Bass? I would try to get away from Tyler Bass.
Yeah, the kickers are especially worrisome in the snowy, windy, rainy weather.
Taysom Hill, Evan Ingram, Chico Conquo.
I have been hesitant to say Taysom Hill as a start all season, but this is one where it might actually work out. The weather in Cleveland is going to be so bad that this could be a Taysom Hill game. This could be a game where he gets 7 carries and, I could see him mattering, but I would still go with Ingram here.
Yeah, me too. Donovan Peoples-Jones or Goodwin or DJ Chark?
I would imagine I have Goodwin ranked highest of this group. Let me make sure. I should probably change that then. I have Donovan Peoples-Jones ranked higher, and I don't like that.
It's a good win for me.
Yep, I'm going to change it to Goodwin now.
Yeah. Okay, let's rank these guys. Zay Jones, Cortland Sutton, and Romeo Dobbs, non-PPR.
Zay Jones, Cortland Sutton, Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, in that order.
Okay. We need a quarterback. Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Deshaun Watson, or Minshew.
Yeah, Minshew. Minshew and Watson are the 2 highest ranked. It's a big gap between those 2 and the other 2.
Higgins we did this one. All right, we said Higgins and Sid Hopkins, right?
Yep.
All right. Tua or Trevor Lawrence, Zay Jones, Rashad White, or Marquise Goodwin?
Tua.
And Zay Jones.
Zach Wilson or Derek Carr? Our guys hate Derek Carr this week.
I know we hate Derek Carr, and I know we believe that he can't play in the cold weather, and it's still a relatively small sample size, and Zach Wilson stinks, and the weather's going to be terrible, so I'm going with Derek Carr.
Same, yeah.
All right, we need 4 of these. Who are we sitting in this group?
Ooh. It might be McKinnon for me.
Either Hopkins or McKinnon for me.
It's Hopkins for me, unfortunately.
McKinnon.
I can't bench McKinnon right now.
It'd be really tough. Yeah.
He's so annoying. He's gonna screw everyone in fantasy.
I mean, yeah, that like it wouldn't. I'm not rooting for it except as like an agent of chaos type thing. But like Isaiah Pacheco scoring 2 touchdowns this week and Jerick McKinnon having like 5 points would be very funny.
Yeah, and it just I don't know. I feel like we're going a little too far. I forgot who they said they were starting McKinnon over today, but it shocked me.
Yeah, like he's RB 21 for me, and that's
feels
pretty
right.
high.
Yeah, I think he's higher for Jamie and Heath. I think they said they were starting him over McCaffrey and Derrick Henry combined. I was a little surprised by that. Chris's hair is better than Adam's. Woo. All right.
I mean, if we're counting beard, I put a lot of work in.
Should I seat Gabe Davis for either Gus Edwards or Cordero Patterson?
Look how petty Adam is.
What,
someone said someone's hair is better than his, and so he has to point out the typo. What a petty, what a jerk.
Oh man. Well, I won't point out that Allen was spelled wrong also. So
I will go with I'll just go with the upside for Gabe Davis and just hope he hits on one of the long throws. I just don't think there's that much upside with Gus or Cordero.
Yeah.
You need a touchdown, and it's probably 50 or 60 yards otherwise.
Yeah, although at least the backfield is condensed a little bit. I don't. Yeah, I'd still stick with Gabe Davis. So.
Okay, Tyler Conklin or Hunter Henry?
I think just with the weather alone, I'd probably go with Henry. Yeah.
I would go with Conklin.
Has anybody made the weather outside is frightful joke for this weekend?
Nobody. You're the first.
There we go. Wow. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't want to, that's pretty good. All right. We need a flex in non-PPR. Kirk, Wilson, Devontae Smith, or Latavius Murray.
I've got Devontae Smith ranked highest of this group.
Yeah, non-PPR, Devontae Smith.
Latavius Murray, though, I hated how high he came out in my initial round of the projections. He was like RB19, and I just had to move him down just out of principle alone. I know he had a good game last week, but it feels like that's impossible to do again, even against a bad matchup.
Well, it's a good matchup now, isn't it?
Right. Bad defense, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Jaguars DST against the Jets or the Chargers against... Oh, yeah, I'm all about the Chargers now with Malik Willis. All about it. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Is that who they're playing? No, that's not who they're playing. Who the hell are they playing? The Colts. I'm sorry. With
I think it was last week.
Whatever. Either way. No, but you know what? Jags.
I think I'd go with Jags.
I go Chargers, but either way.
I would go with Jags.
If your defense lets you down this week, we're expecting such a low scoring week, Christian Watson or J.K. Dobbins?
Dobbins.
We answered this one, and I think I had them one spot apart in my flex rankings, if I remember correctly, and it was Dobbins just one spot ahead of Watson.
Yeah. Who's your second flex from this group? Bam, Pacheco, or Pittman?
I think it's Pittman in PPR at least. Yeah, it's
Pittman
in PPR.
I don't mind it. I don't mind him with Nick Foles. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Okay. Would you start the Browns DST or the Eagles or Cowboys? Yeah, I think the Browns, right?
Yeah, Browns against the only thing is they're so bad against the run that like I guess I could see the Saints having a very good game on the ground, but you go with the defense in a game where the over-under is 32, right?
32. Yeah. I can't believe that number.
I think RJ White, who's the editor for the Fantasy and Gambling and very good at making NFL picks, he's taking the under on 32. He had a very good stat. Let me see if I can pull that up. But there have been the last 20 years, there have been 16 games with 25 plus mile per hour winds, and only twice has one of those games closed with a temperature below 20 degrees. The final score in those games was 13-6 and 14-0.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Apologize.
And those had over-unders of 34 and 31, so the under hit on both.
All right. Apologize to RJ for me because the mush is about to bet the under. All right, let's see. What do we need here? We need two of these three: Hopkins, Montgomery, and ETN.
I think I would still go with Hopkins in this instance.
Yeah, I still can't get on board with ETN, unfortunately.
Where do
You're
I have
sitting
ETN?
ETN, Tara?
Sitting ETN, yep.
Okay.
Oh no, I have ETN ranked higher than Hopkins. Let's go.
Okay. I think I'm the reason why all these gambling websites felt comfortable giving away like thousands of dollars in promotion. Like, what were they thinking?
I mean, I just looked and like I was betting a lot early in the season and then I stopped and I realized I had lost like 7 bets in a row at one point, and that's probably why I stopped.
I beat that. Yeah, I had you beat there. Let's see. What did I get up to? 9?
My problem is I always do like I never just do straight up. I always do like some kind of stupid parlay, and it's like, you know, that's how they get you. Parlays, you always think like I'm smarter than them. Parlays are gonna work, and it's like no, parlays are how they make their money.
Lawrence or Minshew?
I have Lawrence ranked ahead for now, so I'm gonna say Lawrence.
Again, I give my lame answer if I can't make my decision until right before the game, but I'd prefer to start Lawrence unless it turns into a torrential downpour.
Would you like to know the results of the poll that I posted?
Yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Who should I start in 6-point per passing touchdown league? Lawrence, Minshew, or Brady? 21% for Lawrence, 37% for Brady, 41% for Gardner Minshew. Now 42% for Gardner Minshew.
The internet loves Gardner Minshew.
What am I doing starting Gardner?
I mean, look, in 2020, right? That was 2 years ago. He had 20 plus fantasy points in 6-point per passing touchdown league in 6 of his 9 games that he played like full snaps. So that's pretty good. And that was without AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. Like, you know, this team's going to scheme up at least 3 or 4 big plays where, you know, Goddard catches it in the flat and has nobody within 20 yards of him, because that happens every week. And so I feel like I could be underrating Minshew for sure.
Well, last year he made one start with starters and he scored 23 points. And he was 20 of 25 for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, both touchdowns to Goddard, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, right. 100 yards.
Yeah, because I don't think Goddard played in week 18 when he had 18 against Dallas.
He didn't. No. All right. What? Let's see what else. What are people chewing on here?
Yeah, remember that was the Minshew start that caused some people to say, "Hey, maybe Gardner Minshew's better than Jalen Hurts."
Yeah. Oops. Juju or Bam Knight or Deion Jackson?
Oh, Juju.
How about we need a receiver and a flex? Higgins, Godwin, Montgomery.
I'm going with Higgins and Godwin.
Yeah, same.
Samesies.
I don't like Marquise Goodwin being fantasy relevant because I'm like, now every time I see Godwin, I'm thinking like, oh, Goodwin. No, I don't. I mean, he's fine, but I wouldn't start him over David Montgomery. And it's like, no, that's not the question.
Well, there you go. Here's another tricky one then. Zay or Ayuk or Marquise Goodwin?
I'm going with, I think I have Zay Jones 1 spot ahead of Brandon Ayuk. And like 10 spots. Goodwin.
It would be Zay Jones for me, but then I would prefer to go Marquise Goodwin over Ayuk.
All right, let's pick 2. Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Marquise Goodwin. It's sitting Goodwin, right?
Yeah, you're sitting Goodwin.
Ooh. I mean, I am just about to do my Bucs wide receiver matchup research, but the Evans, like, this feels like a terrible matchup for Mike Evans because the Cardinals actually are the best team. They give up the fewest completions of 20-plus air yards in the NFL. Not to mention, I mean, he finally had a good game, but he hadn't scored a touchdown in 10 weeks.
But I told you about that stat.
What was the stat?
That no player in the NFL had lost more points to penalties than Mike Evans.
Is their cornerback? Is their star cornerback going to play ever again? I don't know. And why do I always forget his name? What the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, yeah, Brady is tough for me because I think Brady is going to get you. He'll get you that 21, 22 points.
Yeah.
unless they just blow them out, because there's only been 2 games this year where the Bucs have won by 10 or more points. Those were the first 2 games of the season, and he had a very low pass volume in those games.
But that was also one of them was with Godwin leaving at halftime. Julio Jones, I think, left that game as well. And then the next game, he didn't have either of them.
Yeah, I don't think they go back to that necessarily, but they haven't had a blowout win since then.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Colt McCoy's not great, but I don't think that the Bucs would blow them out if McCoy were playing. But with McSorley playing, that's the thing I'm worried about, guys.
Yeah.
And it worries me for Mike Evans too. It doesn't worry me for Godwin. Like, Godwin is going to get you 6 catches, right? But I don't know how you guys feel about Brady. I know, Chris, I think you said you have him around 12th or something like that.
Yeah, he's 11th for me.
Tara, where'd Brady come out for you?
12th. I'm fine with it. I think the volume will still be there, and I think the game's going to be closer than it's prime time. I know it's McSorley, Arizona. You can just focus on the ground with Connor. I think it'll stay relatively close. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Okay. Gardner Minshew or Chuck.
I mean, it's very much like that's the way the internet talks about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Who would you start, Chubb or Dobbins, and Zay Jones or one of the other guys?
Chubb benefits from the weather game, I think. Like, teams run more effectively. Well, relative to the past, they run more effectively in bad weather. So I'm actually not worried about Nick Chubb at all. He's, I think, an easy call over Dobbins.
Yeah, but what about the flex? I think I'd go with the 2 running backs.
Yeah. I would too.
That's close. I would think I have Dobbins ranked ahead of Zay Jones. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Can't lose facing my dad. Zonovan Knight or Rachaad White?
I like Zonovan Knight for a bounce back game here. I know he's not getting high pass volume, but again, we look at the weather. Maybe that benefits the running backs a little bit more. Yeah. And last week was just a bad matchup for him, so I'm not off of Zonovan Knight. I'm not abandoning ship.
I'm not. I've definitely moved him down because I had him as like a top 16 running back last week, and he's more like an RB2/3. So I would still go with. I have Zonovan Knight 1 spot higher than Rachaad White. So let's roll with Zonovan tonight.
All right, let's have some fun for the last 5 minutes of this show here, because we haven't had any fun yet. When this is over, I have to go pick up ice cream for the Christmas party for 16 people. So I'm going to get 3 flavors of ice cream. Audience, what flavor should I pick? As you answer that, we will also answer your questions. Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Christian Kirk or Brandon Ayuk?
Christian Kirk.
Kirk, yeah.
Watson, Devontae Smith, or Ken Walker? We need one. Standard
Smith.
scoring.
I'm going with Smith.
Yep, Smith.
Oh man, a lot of cookie doughs here.
Love a cookie dough. Love a cookies and cream.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cookies and cream for sure.
Anything with peanut butter cups is always going to be a favorite of mine.
I'm not gonna get cookie dough. It's a great place, but the cookie dough is not great there. I think I'm gonna go mint chocolate chip, cookies and cream, and one other flavor. So, we'll see. It's not gonna be chocolate. It's not gonna be chocolate.
Chocolate ice creams, nah.
Yeah.
No, I bought an ice. I was craving an ice cream sandwich the other day, and I bought one, and it was Neapolitan, and so I ate the vanilla and threw the rest away. Just don't like chocolate or strawberry ice cream. They're trash.
Yeah, I can feel that. All right, let's get a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex.
Kirk versus Pittman is close. I have Pittman 1 spot higher in full PPR. And then go with Kirk for the flex, and the running back will be Rachaad White.
There's Pittman for me and Rachaad White.
Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
Yeah, that's gross.
So boring. Like, there's got to be a mint chocolate.
Like vanilla ice cream's great because you can just mix it with everything, but chocolate and strawberry, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, when
terrible
you get cookies and cream, you're getting vanilla, right?
Exactly. Right, like plain vanilla ice cream, no. But if you got like hot fudge or Reese's cups,
if I showed up to the party with vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, people would be like, "You're the most boring person on earth." You're boring me. ETN or Najee, PPR?
I'm going Najee.
No, yeah.
I
I
kind
don't
of
know why
like
I said it that way.
I like Jamie's Najee narrative that he's going to show out in the Franco Harris tribute. Like I kind of feel like
He's just looked better lately. Like he's running well the last few weeks. I think they're blocking a lot better. The running game's been a lot better, and he looks spry relative to how he looked early in the season.
yeah, I don't know. He's still like to me so slow and completely incapable of running away from people, but he does just pound you. You know, he is doing like he is a good physical runner and staying ahead of the change. So, yeah, but man, one carry of more than 20 yards this year. It's pathetic. We did that one. Caramel. Oh, good God. I would leave.
I don't like caramel with ice cream. Like I've grown to like caramel. I used to not like caramel at all, but like with ice cream, it gets too treacly.
All right, what is it? Spam night, Kirk or Kareem Hunt? Well, it's not going to be Kareem Hunt because Nick Chubb's going to play.
That'd be Rashad White.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been doing the same thing. I get White and Knight so confused right now.
I've got them back to back in my rankings too. It's very confusing.
And I keep calling him Donovan every single time. Like,
he's been a big problem for us. All right, so who we go? I'm going to go Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk would be. Especially there was some concern with Nick Chubb missing practice Tuesday and Wednesday, but he was off the injury report today, so he's good to go.
yeah.
Would you bench Zach Wilson for Kenny Pickett or Desmond Ridder?
Well, the question is, would you bench Zach Wilson tonight because of the weather? Ideally, I would bench Zach Wilson because it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
In this context, I'm fine going with Pickett ahead of Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like Pickett.
I'm sorry. Eagles against the Cowboys or Titans against the Texans?
Titans.
I would love to go get the Browns or the Chargers or something, personally.
Broncos are probably widely rostered, but they're very good against Rams too.
Yeah, for sure. Swift or Dobbins?
Who I think I have Dobbins one spot higher. I do.
This is half PPR, so it makes it easier.
Yeah, half it's Dobbins.
Goff, Jones, or Minshew?
Minshew.
Especially in non-PPR.
Yeah, Oreo. There will be an Oreo. I will get the Oreo ice cream for sure. It's a hit. Rocky Road, okay. Too chocolatey. Daniel Jones or Tom Brady?
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Ken Walker or ETN?
I think you got to go with ETN given the uncertainty around Walker.
Oh, coffee ice cream. Oh.
I do. Yeah, I have a soft spot for like an espresso chip ice cream.
Okay. I mean, I don't like coffee, but I'm sure if you like coffee ice cream. I think we'd rather just have coffee. Bad weather, Garrett Wilson or Pittman? Did we answer this one?
I have Pittman ranked higher.
Yep.
What are mouse tracks?
I can't remember. But yeah.
I like it. No, I don't like the chocolate of that. Cherry vanilla, that's a good one. That's
Moose tracks. Moose tracks is a thing.
Oh yeah, moose tracks. Yeah.
That's what I don't know what it is, but it's a delectable combination of vanilla ice cream, melt in your mouth peanut butter cups, and famous Moose Tracks fudge.
Yeah,
that sounds great,
good.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That's an option. Cowboys against the Eagles or the Jaguars?
I'm going with the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'll go with the Jags.
You know, it's kind of a lost storyline here is that two of the best DSTs this year, the Cowboys and the Eagles, we might actually want to get away from. I think it's because all of the bad weather has created better DSTs.
Well, yeah, they're playing inside, right? Yeah. So they don't have that going for them.
All right, let's go one more here. Pistachio. That's a good choice. All right. Pistachio and moose tracks, not mouse tracks, are giving me something to think about here. Definitely going to be mint chocolate chip and the Oreo one.
We've just let this mint chocolate chip thing slide, but like that's a mid ice cream.
Oh, get the hell.
Ooh.
Get out of here, bro. A lot of people like it. That's why I'm bringing 3. You don't have to have it.
Yeah, I won't.
What is this? Oh, well, I guess this guy actually has a right to tell me. You look at that. I can't argue with that.
That guy hasn't had ice cream in years, though.
Oh,
it's true.
Yeah.
I find one good question here that we haven't read. All right. James Cook, Deion Jackson, or Tyler Algier? What a way to end. Oh, I got a better one after this. Go ahead.
I prefer Deion Jackson.
Looks like I've got Deion Jackson ranked the highest of that group.
DJ Moore or Devontae Smith?
I moved Devontae Smith and AJ Brown a couple of spots down, but AJ Brown is still top 10 and Devontae Smith is still top 16 for me. I don't think it's going to be that much of a downgrade for them.
Okay, Adam, you have it flipped. I'm talking plot. Chris is talking story. The plot is Hans Gruber has taken over Nakatomi Plaza. The story is that John McClane has flown in for Christmas to see his wife or whatever. The plot is definitely not the Christmas part. Okay,
Either way,
like Love Actually. Okay,
either way, Christmas is an integral part of the movie.
That might be true. No, it's not true. I'm not even giving you that. Okay. Have a great holiday, everybody. We'll talk to you Saturday morning at 11:30. Saturday morning, 11:30 a.m., Christmas Eve. That is our live stream. Okay, we'll see you then. We'll answer your questions. We'll bundle up. We'll have some hot cocoa together. And if we don't see you then, have an awesome holiday. Good luck in your semifinals. We'll talk to you in the finals. For Tara and Chris and Thomas, I'm Adam. See you later.